With the finance bill in its public participation stages, Kenyans are expressing their concerns with the upward trajectory of taxation by the Kenya Kwanza government. The consortium, Reform Education Consortium, that is GRICO, while addressing pressing briefing in Nairobi today, decried the state abuse of power in passing on tax-laden legislations, despite heavy rejection from the people during the public participation process. Our very own Munene Weru now reports.
While the window for public participation in the finance bill legislation process is now open, a shadow of doubt has been cast over the public participation stage. Kenyans and civil societies skeptical that their voices will be heard. Finance Bill 2024 proposes a litany of taxes, but what has spurred a frenzy are the VAT tax increment on basic commodities, 16% duty on cash transactions, and the contested motor vehicle tax.
Ni kilio chetu kama wananchi, kama serikali wangeweza kutisikiza, angalau wasikilize kilio chetu, mahali ambapo kodi imefika wasizidi kuongeza, maana ukiongeza tutazidi kuumia.
I'm not going to afford the bread. Yeah, so it means that I'll go for cheaper options like kangumus, such things.
Kwa upande wa bodaboda aswa sisi tumeadhiriwa sana because maisha imeenda juu. Wakenya hawana pesa. Sasa unapata pahali unabeba mtu ukimcharge 100 anakuambia hapana, ako na 50.
While addressing members of the press at a hotel in Nairobi, the Constitution Reform Education Consortium (CRECO) lamented the ripple effect on punitive taxes on the cost of living, calling on Kenyans to get ready for mass action to oppose the planned tax regime by Ruto's government.
The finance bill, which contained punitive taxes levied on Kenyans, such as the 16% VAT on bread and motor vehicle taxation, to a maximum of Kenyan shillings 100,000. This is against the wishes of the Kenyans who are already overburdened by heavy taxation and also, of course, very punitive high cost of living.
And this is what we are calling upon Kenyans to do. Watch out. You must stand firm. Maandamano might not be the way to go necessarily, but there are very many options we have, including judicial petitions, to ensure that the will of the people is respected.
CRECO is wary that even while the window for public participation is open, Kenyans' voices run the risk of suppression, as last year the Finance Bill 2023 passed without alterations, even after facing a rigorous public uproar.
And perhaps the most important part is that in what ways does government take into account the views of the people? We saw this last year. Many Kenyans from across the divide were categorical that they did not like the finance bill. But what happened? It was passed almost to the last letter, as it were.
And sometimes bills are passed in parliament and, no input from the public was seen there whatsoever. So what comes and happens afterwards is, people start to complain about these measures. Look at the housing levy, for instance. That was going to be passed, right?
President William Ruto said he is hell-bent to raise the tax levels from 14% to 22%, with the opposition of the raft of measures in the finance bill notwithstanding. Kenyans are expressing their concerns with the rising cost of living affected by the tax proposals in the Finance Bill of 2024. And as the bill is in its public participation stage, they are asking their voices to be heard one more time. Munene Weru, KUTV.